Hi, my name is Nathan Adams, and this is a Blender tutorial from Shamble Studio. This is a two-part tutorial on how you create a fantasy world. So to start out, you're probably wondering why I'm in this other program that's not Blender, but rather this is L3DT, and this is going to be the first part of our tutorial. So L3DT is a free program that you can use to create terrains for your fantasy worlds. So we're going to open up a new project by going to File, New Project, and get a blank designable map. Actually, let's do a designable map. This will just give you a little idea as to the power that you can do with this. So, let's change the width to 2048 so that you have a 2:1 ratio width to height. This will be necessary for wrapping your globe. And we want to get edge wrapping, and let's increase the horizontal scale to the maximum. Let's go to next, next. Okay, and let's increase our noise strength a little bit. Okay, and we want pretty vast scale of features, so let's get it as vast as we can get it. Okay, cliffs and terraces we'll add a little bit. Add some erosion, and we'll add the amount of lakes. Okay, and then we'll make this a little bit more fractal just for fun. Okay, and we'll get next. We'll get the design map. Alright, and then we can also edit this to do a little bit more. So let's edit that. Alright. Then I'm going to change my climate in a few places. Do Arctic. And then I'm also going to change the altitude in a couple of places. So I get a little bit more ocean, for example. Oh yes, and I need to change that to relative so that I can reduce the altitude there. And then this will give you an idea as to what kind of capabilities you can have with all the fun that you can have with this. So, taking a little bit longer than I wanted. But this is giving you some idea as to what I can do. We'll just stick with that for now. And then I'm going to change some of the climate again. We get a little bit more desert. Okay, so there's desert. We get some tropics as well. Okay. So that should take care of those areas. Next thing we'll do is we'll go to our operations, calculation wizard. Go to height field. Okay, it's almost done, looks like. It has quite a few levels that it has to calculate here. So, I'm going to pause this for a moment. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so now we have our height map. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So now we have a nice terrain map, nice height map to go with. So now let's go into our next area, the water map. We'll allow that to do the floodwater plane, auto flood C. We'll hit next. I'll say OK. And I'll pause that while it's calculating. Alright, and now we have our water map. And we also have a salinity map, but that one I generally ignore. And now we go on to our next one, the attributes map. This attributes map will give us our climate types, and so that'll map out those types of things like desert, tropical, temperate climates, polar ice caps, whatever the case may be. So I'll pause this again. Okay, I'm back, and here is our attributes map. So I'm going to keep doing these operations, and so we just have a couple more here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip these calculations for the terrain normals and the light map, and then I'll be back when I am done with the texture map. Or actually when I get into the texture map dialog. Okay, so now I have my light map, my specular light map, my shadow map, my terrain normals. And so I'm going to go into my operations now, and I'm going to get my texture map. And what I'll do is I'll say OK to that. The project must be saved before proceeding. So we'll call this test. Save that. We'll say OK. And we'll allow it to calculate the textures. And now we have our world. You can tell there's a big part of it that has polar ice caps on it. Very cold world, huh? Okay, so now that that's done, I will see you in the next part, and we'll go through how we put this together for a globe.